Today's video is a bit of a fun one, not meant to be taken seriously. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1974, he's not going to get a victory over Hadi Choopan, Derek Lunsford, or Samson Dauda, our Mr. Olympia champion. But this is just to see how Arnold would stack up against these guys. I did Arnold versus the men's classic physique division, and a couple of comments. You guys wanted to see Arnold versus the men's open. I thought it was a little bit of a overkill, but what the heck? Arnold is winning on the arms. So there is going to be aspects about this bodybuilder, the greatest of all time, I guess they call him, that he is going to have an advantage on these guys. The chest also. Look at that. Wow. If there is going to be a pose where Arnold would get an advantage over these guys, it would be the front double. Take a look at the size of Samson, though. The lats of Derek. Hadi Choopan's vacuum. Very impressive. Wow. Taking what Arnold, made popular back then. Obviously Frank Zane as well. But making it even better today. Unbelievable. Let's have a little bit of fun with this one, shall we? Now, this is 1974 for Arnold. He was big. He was darn near 250 pounds, I am sure. Somebody in the comments section below, some guy, he happened to know all of Arnold's weights. Maybe, I don't know. But take a look at this Arnold. Wow. Look at how slender his legs are. This is 1975, the pumping iron year. So for those of you, like myself, who thought this was the best of Arnold, I didn't know back in the day that 74 he was even better. But could you imagine if they did pumping iron 1 year prior? How much bigger Arnold would have looked with all those professional movie cameras, things of that nature. But yes, he is looking awfully trim next to these heavyweights. Now, just for fun also, since we're here to have fun, let's see how the 1975 Arnold would look against the men's classic physique division, because we did 74 for that comparison. And, upper body, Arnold's still the man. He is the man. Absolutely. Lower half could be a different situation, but still, 1975, there is a lot to be said about that version in terms of polish, condition as well. I mean, Arnold was smaller, probably 220. What do you think? He was 220, 225, something of that nature? Anyway, we don't have all day. Go to the next pose, the front lat spread. Yet another brutal beating for Arnold. He's taking a beating, rather. I mean, look at the wheel size alone. There's just nothing doing. There's no way a guy from 1974, 75, whatever, that could touch a guy from today. It is evolution. Bodybuilding did not just stand still. But I will say one thing. Arnold was as good as they say. I mean, you could just imagine if he had today's gear, today's situations, stuff, performance enhancements, he would be probably better than Samson, probably bigger as well. I mean, you got to think, he was the best then. And who are we to say that Samson would, be any better had he competed back then? He'd be good, mind you. But I don't know if he'd be any better than Arnold. He is here, though, that's for darn sure. Now, to add a little bit more overkill, here's the 1975 Arnold Schwarzenegger. And those 74 ones were from a photo shoot. So it can affect the sizing, the way their feet are placed, all that going into the equation. So using these 1975 ones for the camera angles, the picture quality, it's actually better. But it's just hurting for Arnold. I mean, he was 20, 25 pounds less, all in the wheels. I am sure there is a good percentage of that weight that was taken from those quads. Absolutely. Turn to the side. And I'm going to mention something here that I've seen people make videos on before about Arnold's, not only Arnold, but a lot of the guys from the golden age of bodybuilding. Their delts looked so small. and minuscule in comparison with today's athletes. Now, I would, of course, be quite remiss if I did not mention sight enhancement oils. With all due respect to Hadi, Derek, and Samson, our current Mr. Olympia champion, which is ironic when you think about it. In this picture, Samson is the only one that was not the Mr. Olympia champion. He didn't win it yet. Derek had, Hadi had, and Arnold had. Huh? You guys don't think them little factoids are interesting? I do. I do. But anyway, could be the sights leading to those big cannonball delts. But it might not be, because I don't know. One thing's for sure. Arnold, chest for chest, the advancements in bodybuilding did not, advance in that aspect. Arnold has the biggest chest here. Very impressive. Absolutely. Biceps are incredible as well. Now here's 1975. Arnold is hurting for certain. He is but a boy among men. Look at the legs. I mean, could you imagine if an Olympian walked out today with these wheels? He would get laughed off the stage. Dave Palumbo would make a video about him. I would laugh. But back then, Arnold won. He might even have had the best legs out on the stage. Lou's were a little bit watery, and Serge had pretty small quads. Unbelievable evolution in terms of the wheels. Maybe not so much in the chest. Now, here's your classic physique lineup versus the 75 Arnold, because we did not do that comparison in my previous video. And chest for chest, look at Arnold and Chris Bumstead. They are going muscle for muscle. Arnold, obviously a bigger bicep, but you could say Bumstead has the bigger delt and lower half. It's not even a question. Absolutely, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not beating anybody in any division nowadays, with all due respect. Now, let's have a look at the back, because this is the most evolved muscle group, I think, aside from the legs, and the back developments. Wow. Now, you will get a case, say, a Franco Columbo back in the day, or Lee Haney, what have you, Jean-Pierre Fuchs, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, where their backs were probably just as good. But those guys were freaks of nature. One of those guys will pop up soon in the bodybuilding world, and we will see the biggest and the best back development in bodybuilding history. But I do not see it out of Samson, Hadi, or Derek. I mean, they all got great backs, okay? But they're all pretty close here, back with Hadi Choopan. He's impressing me in this shot more than anyone. And look at Arnold. Oh, poor, reliable, dependable old Arnold. Good calves, though. I think that's 1971. Food for thought for Arnold. The only good rear lat spread that you can find of this man. Here's the back double. 1974, which it would be nice if we had a 1974 rear lat spread, but we didn't, so we used 71. Apologize if that upset anybody, but look at the back of Arnold, the upper back. He's holding his own. Christmas tree area, he's beating these guys. Lower half, obviously, and the calves are just a perfect example of a muscle group that did not only did it not evolve, but it maybe regressed. Well, no, it didn't. It just the guys that they pick to win don't have the best calves. There's Antoine Vaillans, there's Hunter Labradas, there's Quint Beastwoods, there's Rubiel Mosqueras. Those guys have the biggest calves, bigger than they did back in the day, for goodness sakes. But yes, all calves aside, Arnold's still very impressive in the Christmas tree and in the upper back. Now here's 1975. Maybe even more conditioned. Smaller, of course, so he's just looking more at a place here. Much smaller. Like I said, 20 pounds, solid muscle, but condition, wow. So it is kind of a good thing that they did it in 1975, pumping iron. Those cameras were zoomed right in on Arnold. He might not have been as crisp had it been 1974. But having said that, Arnold, the tallest guy here, and probably the lightest. He's probably, what, 225, like I said? Derek's heavier than that, right? Here is Bumstead and Mike Sommerfeld versus that 1975 version. And you know what? Arnold not looking that small. The legs, yes, but his upper body's bigger. Leads me to believe that they should get their upper bodies bigger in classic and don't worry about getting your legs so big. I think the physique would be more balanced if they were built more like Arnold. Arnold, he's pretty good build, guys. Absolutely. Condition, not bad at all. Keep in mind, they didn't even know what glute meant back then. Glute? What's glute? They didn't know. So, just excuse that. And that's it, guys. This is the most muscular. We're finishing this one off with a 1974. And Arnold is petite. Very slender. There was no hands clasped. A good one anyway from Arnold. But he's going half crab position. That's why his delts look so much more slender. They would look slender anyway, I think, next to great big Samson. And Hadi, you know, he's unbelievable in this shot. But the quality of the arms, yes, calves even. I don't want to say abs. Chest, well, Hadi's chest is pretty good. But there is muscle groups that Arnold Schwarzenegger has over these guys. And I am just now being handed a little pamphlet wrapped in a $100 bill that says the entire matchup will be judged on the next pose. And oh no, it looks like Hadi Choopan, Samson, and Derek, they didn't really make it into their pose. They were dilly-dallying. They were taking too long to get into the pose. Arnold looks supreme here. So I really have no choice at all, really, but to say that Arnold Schwarzenegger is defeating all of these guys. So in that sense, let me check and see if this is real. All right. In that sense, Arnold is your 2024 Mr. Olympia champion. So he could have held that title for many, many years. Realistically, though, all jokes aside, he could have had it for 10 years easy. Well, think about it. He quit, came back, worse than ever, still won it. So obviously he could have held on to it all those years. That would have been 10 Olympia titles. He would have won it the next year, too. Who knows? 15 Olympia titles? It's possible. Anyway, just a fun one. Obviously, these guys are... Well, no, I can't say that. Arnold's winning this pose. But you know how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments section below. Have a great one, folks.